Hello everyone, welcome to the second video of the COVID-19 dataset analysis project in Power BI. In the first video, we saw that how can we import the dataset which was unclean and contained raw data. Then using the Power Query editor, we cleaned the dataset, we removed the unnecessary and the blank data from our dataset. Now we have imported it into the Power BI desktop, and now we will see how can we create visualizations from the different fields that are available to us. So the first thing that we will see in this video is how to create a simple visualization in Power BI using the different fields of the dataset. So a very simple project or a very simple visualization in this project will be the area chart that we would be creating. Okay, so if you remember from the introduction video, the area chart was present on the bottom left corner. This is what we will create. So this is the visualizations pane. Here is the area chart. Let me just click on it and we would get this area chart. Okay, now what we will do is we will go into the focus mode. This will help us to focus on the chart as a whole and not on any other things that are available. So this is this whole chart, this whole visualizations blueprint that is available. Now what we need to do is just drag and drop the values. So this area chart will show us the total cases by country. So that means we have two values, this country value and the total cases value that we would be using, right? So first of all, let's just get this country value and get it into the access part. Then we get this total cases value and get it into the values part. Now we need to wait for a few seconds till this chart is generated. Now the thing is, total cases, as we know, is a numerical value. That is why we have dragged it into the values field. That is a really simple example. Okay. Now the thing is that there are a huge number of countries that are given to us. If we just go to this back to report option, then this is the kind of a chart that we are getting, right? If we just change its dimensions, so we are getting this kind of a scrolling bar. So no one wants this kind of a scrolling bar, right? Because it is not looking very good. So what we will be doing is, instead of getting the total cases of all the countries, we would be applying a filtering criteria. And this filtering criteria will ensure the top n countries, like top 10 countries or top 5 countries. That totally depends on you or the requirements of the report. Since in our case we have no strict requirements for the report, so we would be going with top 10 countries, right? So let's see how do we apply these filters. We have this filters pane available, which we will be using for this purpose. So here firstly we have to select the data or the parameter on which we want to apply the filter. We want top 10 countries. That means the filter is on the country. So we need to expand this. Here is the filtering type. So what type of filtering we will be selecting is the top n filtering. Now this top n can also be used for the bottom n. Like you can just select this top or bottom from here. But I would be selecting the top 10 countries. So we can just write 10. Now, by what value you want the top 10 countries? So I want the top 10 countries which is giving me the most number of cases, the total cases. So what we do now is just drag this total cases into this field and then click on apply filter. As soon as we do that, you see the chart has changed. You can again go to the focus mode to see that now only 10 countries are there, starting from United States all the way to Italy. Now, if you want to make some changes into the way this visualization looks, how can you do that? Here we have this format option where you can just make some changes. Like if you remember in the cleaning video, that was the first video, we changed the name of all the columns. So country was with a capital C, total cases we removed the underscores and all the likes of the data. So this is why we did it. Right now you can see total cases and country being shown in a presentable format. Otherwise we would be getting total underscore cases, which would not look that much good, right? So that's why we did it there, so that we don't have to repeatedly do it for the different visualizations here. Now the thing we would be working with is the title. Like we are getting this title, this distorted title, right now. But if we just go back to the report, the title is correct, total cases by country, which is very good, but we want to change its formatting. Like we want to align it to the center and increase its size a little bit to a 16 points, so that it becomes more presentable, it is better looking. Okay, next what we can do is we can do all the kind of the changes, like we can apply the data labels as well. Now what will this data labels do? It will give us the exact number of cases that are present in each country. Again, if you just go to the focus mode, you see for United States we have 34.2 million, for India we have 31.2 million, and so on. So this is the kind of information that is shown by the data labels. The blue color is the default color. If you are not satisfied with this color, you can change that as well. You have to go to this data colors option, and there is this whole color palette that you can choose from. So let me just choose this shade of red or pink, whatever shade you want, you can just choose that. Okay, then we can just select back to report, and now according to the report we can resize it. Okay, if during resizing this visualization, if at any point you feel like the data is not readable, what you can do is change its size. How can you do that? For that, you need to go to this view option. Here is this themes palette, expand it and go to customize current theme. Now this will allow you to customize the way your current theme looks, like changing the way the text looks and many other things, the basic colors, everything. So what we need to do is work with the text. So go to the text, make sure you are in the general tab and increase its size to maybe a 12 points and click on apply. Now as soon as you do that, you see that the text size has increased a little bit. Now it is much more readable. So these are the kind of the changes that you can do, and these changes needs to be done in each and every visualization depending on how you are presenting it, right? So I have discussed about these changes once. We won't be discussing it again because the steps are similar, so I hope you all would be able to reciprocate them on yourself. What we would be doing is seeing how different visualizations are created, right? So this is one visualization that we have created. Now what happens if we want to create another visualization, right? Let me just grab this kind of a pie chart, because the second is the pie chart visualization that I want to create. Right now I'm not worrying about the space because I'm not just organizing that in the form of a report. I'm just creating different visualizations. We will focus on the reports part later on in the later videos. Okay, so now we have a pie chart, and what information we can show in the pie chart is we have the continent wise data, like the total deaths by continent and the new cases by continent. So what we can do is just drag this continent field into the legend. Instead of the axis, we have the legend thing in the pie chart, and whatever you drag into the legend, this would be shown over here. Okay, and then suppose you want total deaths, so you can just drag it into the values. So this is the total deaths shown by each and every continent. Like in Europe, this was the total number of deaths and what percentage of the deaths it contributed in the whole world. So 27% of the total deaths were in Europe. The 25% of the total deaths were in South America. And so on. This is the percentage distribution that we are getting. That is exactly what pie chart is used for. In case you want to make some changes, what you can do is, again, you can go to the format tab. I don't want these detail labels to be shown, so I'm just turning them as off. Now what we have is just the percentage distribution in the form of a visual. If you want to know about them, you can just hover over it and you would be getting the details. Let me just change the title to a center alignment, total deaths by continent, and increase its size a little bit so that it is better visible. Right, and if you want to just change the place of any of the visualizations, you can just use these three dots. If you see, these are these three dots, and then you can also resize them as per your wish. So just like this pie chart, I want to create another pie chart. This pie chart will show me the number of the new cases by continent. That is, right now on the latest day of our data set, what was the continent that contributed to the most number of cases in the world. So let me just create another pie chart, and here I'm going to get continent, and I'm going to get the new cases in the values field, right? Let me just turn this detail labels off, but that's totally your choice. Now what I'm going to do is, in this specific pie chart, I'm also going to turn off this legend. Why I'm doing this? Because if you see, the colors of both of these pie charts are default and they are same. So what I can do is I can combine these two pie charts together, and only one legend will work for both of them. So this is a space saving solution which will allow us to accommodate some more visualizations into our report, right? So what we can do is just go to this legend option and turn it off from here. As far as the title is concerned, let me again align it to the center and increase its size to around 16 points. Okay, again we can just resize it and put it over here. But there is one constraint. We have to just put these two pie charts together, right? Because we are sharing a common legend between them. That is why we need to just make sure that wherever they are, they should be together. So we can just put them something like this, right? That's it. So this is how we have created 3 visualizations so far, and there are also a number of visualizations that are left to be created, but that we will see in the next videos. This is all for this video. Thanks for watching.